Hello everyone, I'm back with another Reddit Addicts episode. If you find my videos entertaining, please kindly subscribe and like them. Thanks to everyone for your suggestions and kind notes. Now, let's get started with today's exciting stories.
Wife of 15 years admitted to cheating. I am dead inside. My wife and I have been together for 15 years. She recently admitted to cheating on me. It was early in the relationship, maybe around the first year. We were in a rough patch. It was bad for a few weeks, but eventually we made up and everything was fine again. We spent the next 15 years building a life together. During that time, we both went back to school and received 2 degrees, 4 total between us. We moved in together. We got engaged. We got married. We bought a house. We had kids. And then one day, she calls me into the room. She's sitting on the couch. She's crying. I don't know why. She tells me, totally out of the blue, that she cheated on me. It was during that rough patch in the first year. She just couldn't hold it in anymore. She wanted there to be no secrets between us. I wasn't mad. That was a little strange. I thought I should be outraged. I figured it was because I loved her so much, love conquers all, so I thought that I forgave her. I did feel a strange, subtle sensation. I didn't understand it at the time, so I ignored it. As the days and months went on, I started to lose interest in things that I enjoyed. I stopped doing projects around the house. I didn't talk much to my wife. I was just going through the motions. It gets a tiny bit worse every day, almost imperceptibly so. Now I understand what that feeling was, that weird subtle twinge deep inside me. It was my heart breaking. I am hopelessly depressed. My marriage is a sham, and my life is a lie. I've spent my entire adult life pouring everything I had into this relationship, only to find out that she poisoned it way back at the starting line. I don't want much out of life. My parents split up when I was very little because one of them cheated, and I had a terrible childhood because of it. My goal in life, ever since I was a teenager, was to rebuild the life that was taken away from me so that someday I could give it to my eventual children. And I had done it. I married the woman that I loved, we lived in a nice house in a good school district, and we had healthy, happy kids. Most people go through life without ever realizing their dreams. I achieved mine before I was 30. And now the dream is a nightmare. That home is a prison. I get up every morning and convince myself to live the lie for one more day. I don't know what to do. Edit, wow, I didn't really expect to get so much feedback. Thanks to all who have taken the time to respond. Even the trolls, some of this stuff made me laugh. I still don't know what we're going to do. There is a lot of different advice here, and that has given me a lot of perspective. I think that's what I need the most right now. If nothing else, you guys have given me some new ways to think about this. So thank you to everyone who has given legitimate support no matter which side you fall on. I guess there is also some confusion about the timeline. If anyone is interested, the wedding and the start of our family were both before age 30. I am pushing 40 now. Comment 1. Thanks. I'm starting to realize that last point recently. I'm not living for myself. I'm not even living as myself. I feel like a soulless drone who just goes to work so the bills get paid. Then I come home and spend the evening waiting for bedtime. I have no joy in my life, not even from my kids. That's bad for everyone. The whole reason I don't want a divorce is because it would be bad for the kids. But if their parents are miserable, it's not really any better. Comment 2. Late response, but I have some input as a divorce kid. I'm 21 and I've only just started to get to the root of my parents' marriage and everything about my family surrounding the divorce. It's shitty for everyone. You know it and I know it. But as these emotions, from the divorce, come in stages of my life, I've only just now started to realize that maybe, just maybe, this is better than it would have been. You grow up mostly unencumbered by the gravity of it, but then as you grow up, you reach a new understanding of the situation and move on to the next stage. Much like the stages of emotion following a breakup or a death. Right now, I think maybe this is better than living my childhood in the shadow of my parents' hate for each other. Just another burden, caught in the middle. But now, I understand. I'm loved by both of parents and I love them too. They try to support me and show that they care. Isn't that what being a parent is about? To be there for your kids and show that you love them? Even if this leads to divorce, it doesn't have to. If you consider marriage counseling, you can still be a good parent. Just love your kids. Every child needs to be loved, and you have that power. Divorce isn't going to ruin your kids. It won't help, but as long as you're good parents, that's all that matters in the end. Best of luck to you and your marriage. Story 1. I, 58M, feel like I never really knew my wife, 57F. After seeing the way she handled finding out about our daughters, 25F, actions. I am aware the title is confusing and unclear, but the situation is complicated. I am overwhelmed and confused, and I feel like everything I knew about the people closest to me was a lie. Long story short, my daughter Anna, 25F, cheated on her boyfriend Adam, 27M, who I have an amazing relationship with and is now pregnant. The child is not his. The other man doesn't know yet. Adam was on a business trip that lasted about 3 weeks. After he came back, I assume Anna told him about the pregnancy because he called and said he wanted to propose, and if I had any tips for him. 3 days later he comes to drop a wailing Anna off at our house with all of her belongings. Apparently, Anna's friend told him about the cheating. That is the only thing she told us through the crying. Adam didn't say anything, he just took her stuff out of the car and drove off. I was, and still am, deeply disgusted with my daughter. I did my best to raise her well, and I can't believe she would do this. I am not able to offer her any comfort or support because I just can't justify her actions. She is my daughter and I love her, but I feel such deep disgust. What she did is despicable. I texted Adam, asking if he was okay. He said he'll be fine. As if these conflicting emotions regarding my daughter weren't enough, I have some about my wife and the way she is handling this. My wife Mary, as soon as she saw Anna crying, started to yell at Adam, asking what happened, cursing at him after he ignored her. Her reaction just added to my shock. I brought Anna inside while she was yelling and cursing. We comforted her, gave her water and sugar when she told us what happened through tears. My wife was shushing her, telling her it was going to be okay. But then she started saying things like, "You'll find someone better, he wasn't man enough anyway," which disturbed me. She doesn't see anything wrong with what she said. I told her that our daughter did something terrible and nearly got away with doing that to someone, and that she shouldn't be validated. I'm not saying we should insult her, but we shouldn't validate her choices either. She disagrees and says she needs our support. I really don't know what to do. I'm disgusted by both of them, but at the same time they're my wife and daughter. This is the 4th day since it happened, and Anna is posting on her Facebook things like "men are trash" and bad-mouthing her friend who told Adam. I don't really talk to her. Mary told me, "Don't you dare talk to her about Adam." I started spending more time out of the house. What do I do? I really need advice on how to handle this. Edit, I am now seeing posting on here was a mistake. Half of the people that commented have no business offering advice to anyone. I am deeply grateful and appreciative of all the helpful advice people offered, but now it has evolved into personal attacks and judgments of myself and some really hateful comments about women. To clarify, since a lot of you had trouble comprehending this, my goal is to support my daughter in a healthy way, without feeding into her misplaced victimhood like what my wife is doing. I do not think validating her attitude is going to do her any favors. In addition, I sought advice on how to get over this utter lack of morality, integrity, and accountability both my daughter and wife have displayed in the last 5 days. I do not hate my daughter, and I do not think saying, "This isn't about you," is fair, since this impacted me directly, my view of the people closest to me and my relationships. Once again, thank you to all people that offered helpful advice and support.
We hope you enjoyed this story. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next video. And before you go, please be sure to subscribe for more.